Don't wait ati sijui uko na pesa ngapi ndio uanze. I started making plates. Niko kwa bed sitter na nimeshaingiza freezer yenye itauza nyama ya biashara, not mine, and that is what I'm using also in my house as I figure out because I had already scouted in Kilimani. I love cooking a lot. I've never gone to a cooking class, never stepped in one. Biashara ilikuwa inalala, unapata I don't have money to buy stock. So if I don't have money to buy stock, there's no
working capital like how significant were those failures when you look back?
I knew how not to touch my money. So when I started Mama Nilishe, I stayed without even paying my own myself. So I'll say I'm a jack of all trade. I did make video vixening. I tried all things so that I can get to where I am, and I'm still trying more things. I'm venturing more into other businesses that is not specifically hotel industry.
Good evening and welcome to the Late Night Business. My name is Ian Dennis, and as always, each and every week we have an interesting episode lined up. Today's episode tutakuwa nachanganya Kiswahili na Kizungu so that I can prove to you pia naweza ongea Kiswahili kidogo because I have a very, very interesting guest. But before I get to introduce my guest, I want to remind you that you're here at the Capital Club, the place you need to be as an entrepreneur. By being a member of this particular club, regardless of whatever country that you go to, you can be able to access this particular kind of facilities, be it in Dubai, New York, everywhere around the world. So kidogo, you can actually get to be a part of this particular Capital Club. And as always, I want to remind you that two of my books, that's one, Food for Thought, and then the other one, Business Conquest, are all available at textbook centers all across the country. So be able to get you a copy. So the guest I'm speaking about, tajaribu kuongea Kiswahili kidogo, at least mweze kujua. Mimi Kizungu tu pekee si najua mengi, najua Kiswahili kidogo. Anaitwa Mwanaidi Mohammed Wanjiro. She's an entrepreneur behind Mama Nilishe and so many different particular business enterprises that we'll be speaking about. So Mwanaidi, asante sana kwa kuja kwenye show.
Waambaje?
Nasema kusema
umesema utaongea Kiswahili waambaje?
Mtaka kusema
I just ask you how you are.
I know, but mtu anataka kujibuaje? Nafaa kusemaje?
Salama. Niko salama. Uko tu sawa.
Mimi nikisikia waambaje nasema kusema namba vizuri. Asante sana kwa kuja kwa show. Wapendeza kama kawaida.
Asante sana.
Swali cha kwanza napenda kuuliza what exactly?
Ningependa tu urudi kwa Kizungu.
I'm trying to translate this question from English
to Mombo.
Acha nisichome, but tutajaribu tu bado liwe liwalo.
Yeah.
Tutachanganya tu zote tu.
Yes.
The first question I like asking, what exactly are you most grateful for today?
I am grateful on a daily basis. For today particular, I am so grateful that I'm alive. Everyone is grateful that we are all breathing. I'm grateful that I don't have to worry about where I'm going to sleep or what I'm going to put in my stomach. Very, very grateful, but because there was some time back when I used to be worried of what I'm going to put in my stomach. So right now, today, I'm very, very grateful. I don't have to worry about that.
Tumbo iko sawa na ni flat tummy. Okay, take me back. What's it called? You said there's a time that you were worried about what you would put in your tummy. What was that time like? And when was that?
That was more than 10 years ago. So actually the business started more than 10 years ago. Just not well known, but as a brand. Not really a business mind, but more of a hobby and a passion that I used to love. I love cooking a lot. I've never gone to a cooking class, never stepped in one, but I'm still learning. I'm very open. I love learning new things. I was cooking from home, started doing my dinner. So started posting my dinner on social media. I started getting a lot of requests of how much is it. There was a lot of how much. I'm like, I'm not selling my food. This is mine's and my kids. So eventually I took it as a business, and also I was broke. I was too broke. I was in a bed sitter. So I was making all those videos in a bed sitter, and people would order a whole 2 kg of chapati at home. I'd request for a Bolt bike or any delivery service to take back to their places. So As a business, restaurant business, it started at that comfort of my bed sitter.
And before we even get to the business, I want to just take you back so that we can understand your journey, because I think we were talking off camera. We were talking so many things that you've done before.
Yeah.
You've grown up in Coast. First of all, take me through your childhood. Like, how exactly is it? What exactly brought this particular entrepreneurial aspect into it? Because una jina ya Mombasa na jina ya Kikuyu pia.
Kikuyu. My mom is Kikuyu. I was born and raised by a single mom who used to work for City Council. So that is how
City Council Mombasa.
Kanjo, yeah.
Kanjo Mombasa.
Oh,
mnasema kama ni spa.
She's here. She has retired.
Yeah.
So I'm the last one. I have sisters. I started this business journey when I'm just kadogo hapo nataka ku hustle for shule, so I'd make kids at the neighborhood and make their hair. So that is when I started.
So when you were in primary school?
Yes. When I was still in primary school, I was selling achari. I'd cut the mangoes and cook some
the acharis, yeah.
and sell at 1 bob. Back then it was not kind of a business, because at the end of the day it was 20 bob or something. Yeah, so being brought up from single mom gave me a lot of exposure of how things around outside here. You don't have to just stay there, because when you're a single mama, you have to get out there and look for ways to survive and make a better life, probably for your future kids. That's what I wanted always. Apart from kuuza chari na kushuka watoto nywele, I'm an accountant. I studied accounts. But I have never been employed by anyone. I nilituma ma CV. I'm not sure kazi ilifunga nyama. I really did a lot of interviews for the accounts. But right now I'm working as an accountant in my own business.
You told me you're a CPAK.
Yes.
So you never call Mwanaidi CPAK.
Mwanaidi wa CPA, lakini nimefanya makeup in this music industry. That is how I got a network. I started networking while I was doing makeup for music videos.
So when was that? So after, how did you get into makeup? How was that particular transition? So baada ya kumaliza shule umefanya CPA?
I started makeup because I was a video vixen.
Yeah.
So I was just that girl who was part of the video, not dancing, not anything. I was just part of a love video. Yeah. From there I started doing makeup, because the makeup artist was making me look some type of way, and I was like, can I try? I love learning new things. So I learned online, and I became a makeup artist. I started doing packages for brides and everywhere. I have quite a number of clients who come to the restaurant and eat, and they remind me, you did my makeup on my wedding 7 years back, 8 years back. So I'll say I'm a jack of all trades. I did makeup, video vixening. I tried all things so that I can get to where I am, and I'm still trying more things. I'm venturing more into other businesses that is not specifically hotel industry.
And there's something interesting you told me earlier on. People come, the lady or M-Pesa.
First job M-Pesa.
How did you get yourself there?
I never had an attitude. I was not sure. I was shy.
And the bad eyebrows.
I never used to do makeup. I was a tomboy. I used to play football actually. So nilikuwa tu mpole, unatoa ngapi, unaweka ngapi. I was never with an attitude. Never stayed there for long. I think 2-3 months maximum. I got a job at Samsung shop in town, which again is played a very big impact in my life right now, because I was doing sales. Working in a phone shop means your effort is what pays you beside your salary. So that had to make me go extra with. Ukikuja kununua simu uta make sure umeweka cover, umeweka screen protector, because I'm getting those incentives. That job was for only 5 months. Nilikuwa nimechoka. I think I was just like, so ende tu sasa ukauze vitu zako. So that is when I started business initially. I started selling wigs, makeup, doing makeup, and then I started online. I didn't have any physical shop. but that is where I always tell most of the people that I meet who are trying to work on their small businesses, yet they don't even have a page for it. I'm like, no client is coming to your house, we don't know you, we don't know the stranger who will see that hair, that lipstick. So I used to sell beauty things on Instagram. And then I started there was that Shishi Fashion House. It used to be called Shishi Fashion House. I was doing Shishi Fashion House to get a bit of pesa kidogo hapa kule. And then biashara ikaanza ya chakula after nilianza kupost machakula pia as well.
Interesting. And the initial, because umejaribu vitu nyingi sana, you've done quite a number of things. What are some of the lessons that maybe when you look back, or some of the that enabled you now when you're setting up now your mainstream businesses? That's some of the lessons you derived from the earlier businesses. Mfanya makeup, mfanya wigs, umeuza M-Pesa, umeuza simu, umeuza achari.
Makeup haijaingia hapa kwa hii phone.
Yeah.
Kwa hii business right now. Yeah. But kuna vitu kama hiyo kuuza phones kwa phone shop at the Samsung. It opened up. I'm more into talking about my business. So I was that girl who will welcome mnyanya, mbabu, ukwaje, I'd have a conversation and then see what you want so that I can see what I can give you. So I learned a lot of marketing there. I learned a lot of online marketing as well, because I'd sell phones on my own side rather than not being at work by just posting those phones. So iyo kuuza hapo for a while gave me a lot of that. Being in videos and doing makeup videos on artists gave me a lot of exposure, and these are the same artists who used to call when I cook at home for home delivery. So before I opened up Nilishe, I already had a clientele of a lot of celebrities who helped me out later on by just posting on stories. You'll see Churchill posting and then you're like, if Churchill can eat here, I think I'm safe to eat there. There's that safety that client also need. Si ati kwa sababu nimefungua tu duka ni mimi as inajulikana. There's that safetyness that came with the network that I had formed.
Interesting. And you've mentioned, I think I'm just very curious, what kind of videos will you talk here? As a big set, I need to go check them out. I see before and after. What kind of
videos? Kama kina Frasha, tulikuwa na kina nani? No Nini, so is what I've never sang, I'm just there.
No, like you're a big business. I need to go back.
Feel shy. So after this we can go through YouTube a bit, laugh a bit. But they're all decent. I knew one day I might want to show this to my kids, and I didn't want to be, I didn't want them to feel uncomfortable about their mama online.
And there's something that you mentioned earlier on. You started Mama Nilishe in your bed sitter. At that particular point, were you working, or what kind of, in what point of life?
No, I was not working. I was in the worst point of life. I had just fallen from a very bad relationship. I was now a single mom that I was trying not to be, that I've been raised, and I know how it was hard for my mom. So I was in my hardest point. That's why I decided, why not just sell? So I'd make sure I may pick a dinner and a few extra plates, like 5. And
extra plates, but you only had 1 kid at the point.
Yeah, 2.
2? Oh, that's 2. Yeah. Alright.
So I'd make pilau, knowing that tutashiba, na nitaeka hiyo ingine, and then I learned how to take risk. If the clients would buy, we are going to have lunch tomorrow, so it's fine. Yeah.
And then how did you start? You mentioned that you posted it on Instagram, and then people started...
And then people started ordering online. So I started making biryanis on Fridays, which apparently all the branches, we only serve that biryani on Fridays.
But then why is that? Because I also found the local Swahili place where I stay, and they told me biryani ni Friday peke. Mbona?
Yeah, biryani is only sold on
Why?
Fridays. How we were raised, it's more of a tradition.
Oh, I've never.
And then biryani is too boring to be eaten on a daily basis. It's spicy. You get so bored cooking it and eating it. Chakula yenye una kinai haraka. Tuingie kwa Kiswahili au nirudi kwa Kimombo.
Tuweza changanya tu. Bora tu nilete kamusi hapa karibu.
Wacha nikupeleke pole pole. So now I started selling biryanis on Fridays. I'd take bookings so that I don't risk. I don't have money. I didn't have the capability of starting a whole business. Niseme ati nimepika. So what I used to do is that 1,000 yangu yenye ya sapa leo ndo nitapika now. So when it comes to on Friday, I started selling 10 plates. 10 plates became 20 plates.
So who are you selling to? Because it's online?
I was just selling to Instagram followers who are following me. It did not even have a page. It was just the Instagram followers who are following me. And some of my friends that I know who don't like cooking. Mtu anajua kuna birthday or you have a party, someone will just call me, Amy, I don't like cooking chapati. And then that person, I have a friend that I've been cooking for more than 10 years, since the kid was 1 year. So the outside catering from my friends was what I was living on, and the Fridays orders. And then people started wanting like, na hiyo samaki hatuwezi pata. So I started doing my
samaki wa pweza.
My budget. I used to do samaki wa kupaka. That's
my
favorite meal.
Kuna kama ya pweza.
No, kuna pweza. Pweza is
different
for men. Yeah, we have pweza.
Musikianga tu yote. Tafuta tembe pia nijue yao yote.
Pweza is going to be on the menu this week.
I need to come and try it.
Yeah, you should. It's very good for men.
And then how now did it morph to starting growing? So you started doing from home. Was it becoming sustainable? Was it making business sense? And
no, it was, but not really. I'd get a bit of money just to sustain myself, not to really pay my bills properly, because bills zilikuwa all over, rent, fees. So I opened up a container restaurant in Adams, which failed so badly.
It failed like Adam and Eve.
It failed, yeah. That's why I wonder when someone is complaining, no, it has to fail.
Yeah.
You have to wake up, it has to fail, get you down on your feet, come back. But that kibanda used to have a lot of people. No, before we started to that kibanda, I opened up a small shop in Kibera. It used to be called Mama Nitilie. So Mama Nitilie was on Instagram as me, and then there was Mama Nitilie place where since I'm in Kibera, I got all the people, the celebrities in Kibera that I had formed friendship with. Akina Chris Darling now used to come and eat biryani there because that is where they were, a lot of footballers. So that posting gave people an idea. Kuna kwanga na mdema napika chakula hapa.
Kibera wapi? Uleza na Kibera wapi?
Ayani. Next to the police post.
Yes.
It is now an El Pala. I passed down, was like, oh.
So you started out in Kibera?
Yeah.
And then how? So from Kibera to Adams?
Because back then mapenzi linipeleka huko Kibera. So huko ndo tukaanza hiyo life for like we are not going back to mom's. We have to find something to do wherever we are. So nilikuwa nauza keki za bekazi, na I used to sell yogurt, and Fridays biryani. So I'd go and pray, come back, start serving biryani. 1 hour later we don't have food. Yeah.
Watu Kibera walikuwa wanamaliza.
Wajaona biryani, wanafurahia mchele ya colors.
Wamezoea samaki ya kuoga. Hadi tilapia.
Yeah. So that one failed later on.
Why did it fail?
It failed because apart from biryani on Fridays, the rest of the things hapo kwa shop zilikuwa ziko too low. We had cakes and nini. Cake does not stay for so long. So si kitu yenye unaweza hapo kwa duka. And then I had to leave that area completely, just go and start afresh. I started afresh next to Adams. That is why I went and opened a place next to Adam. Because I could walk to my business. Hiyo place ilikuwa na bar hapo. Walevi wakishalewa ile pombe cheap, my friend customer anajaribu kula hivi pilau. Hata sijui utamconvince aje because the smell that was coming out of there. But funny thing, friends used to come and eat. There was a pool table hapo ya 50 bob yenye watu walikuwa wanafanya inakuwa busy. Some people that I respect so much, so akina nonini would come to that Adams nini and play pool and eat my biryani and post. So that one again failed.
Why did this next one fail?
Pesa.
In terms of?
Naamka sasa hata biashara imelala. Biashara ilikuwa inalala, unapata I don't have money to buy stock. So if I don't have money to buy stock, there's no
working capital like
But back then I was selling only 2 kg of rice, chapati kama 20, because also kuna chakula Kiswahili ukipeleka kwa gara. Watu wa gara juu wanaletewa githeri na inaitwa nini ile mandazi
ngumu KDF. Yeah.
KDF ni 10 bob na kahawa. Sasa mimi siwezi uza pilau less than 100 bob. The hesabu will not do the hesabu. The math will not math. Yeah, so tuka fail. Tukakuwa tuko tu bado.
And how significant were those failures when you look back?
When I look back, I learned a lot. I knew how to panga my work. I knew how not to touch my money. So when I started Mama Nilishe, I stayed without even paying my own myself. I never ate my profit. I decided I'm not going back to that. So it gave. I went through a university with those business failing. It was a whole university for me, and I normally say I learned how to portion my food so that nitapata profit out of it. I learned how numbers work, because siwezi pika mchele 2 kg ni expect iweze kulipa rent. I'll just get money to use here and there. So that's why when I decided to go big, I just decided I'm going big.
And how did you pick yourself? Because these are 2 failures concurrently in the midst of, having a broken relationship and trying to struggle through it. How did you pick yourself from this?
Now the online businesses were coming through, because it's just online. I just have to be home and post a wig and someone will buy and update.
Oh, so you're also doing the wigs?
Yeah.
Also, you're doing also multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Oh, so all the hustles are going on concurrently. So you uza chakula, uza wig, wafanya makeup. So you're doing all those things concurrently.
Naitwa Vixen, naenda najipaka makeup, wananilipa makeup yenye nimejipaka kwa sababu makeup artist, and then they pay me as a model, as a package.
Oh, so at least you're doing other hustles to sustain you. So that's how you picked yourself up.
Yeah.
Oh, so in the video leo wafanya makeup on the set, you become the Vixen on the set.
Saving up kidogo and making some plates. It was never take this 1 million and start a business, or take this 20 million and start a business. And that is always the thing naambianga watu, don't wait ati sijui uko na pesa ngapi ndio uanze. I started making plates. Niko kwa bed sitter na nimeshaingiza freezer yenye itauza nyama ya biashara, not mine, and that is what I'm using also in my house as I figure out, because I had already scouted in Kilimani, got a place, nikajua itakuwa pesa ngapi, just a small kibanda. I'm like, wacha tuende huko watu wa Kilimani. Watu wa garage yenyewe nilikuwa naenda kuuzia pilau 150.
Lakini wamezoea KDF.
Na KDF mtu pia anataka kuangalia. It's with economy right now, you can't choose to always eat out. Your pocket does not allow you to do that. So I was not I learned that siwezi eka watu wa garage wakuwa wanakula hapa pilau on a daily basis. Wako na familia wanafaa kupeleka hii pesa. Wanalipa so mbili. So hiyo luxury yuko haikuwa inaweza. So now I learned you have to choose a better location. Like Kilimani people have money. I spend time with them. I know Kilimani people spend money.
Yeah, you got it. Kilimani. So I'm going to take a short commercial break, and then after that we're going to find out how Mama Nilishe came to be and some of how exactly she's managed to go into other businesses. So I'll see you after the break. So welcome back to the show. Karibuni sana wapenzi watazamaji katika kipindi hiki. Najua mashanga mbona naongea Kiswahili. Kiswahili changu kizuri ni kwa sababu niko na hapa nimefika kimefika tamati. Sasa tuendelee na Kizungu na Kimombo. Sisi watu wa bara Kiswahili na hatuwezi. So Mama Nilishe, so at what particular point now did you decide, let me now go all out and go it for it? Let's go all in.
When I got that kibanda, let me call it kibanda because it was kibanda. When I got it, but it was the affordable shop in Kilimani.
Kibanda ilikuwa wapi Kilimani?
Kibanda ilikuwa hapo opposite Yaya, next to
the petrol station.
Next to opposite Adlife.
Yeah, Adlife Plaza. Yeah.
66.
Yeah.
So I got 2 stalls.
Yeah. The containers.
No, those ones were stalls. At least sasa tumetoka kwa mabati watu. Client walikuwa wanakuva pia na joto kwa containers.
Waingie kuna pilipili kwenye kuna pilipili na joto.
And it gives so much respect to those clients who used to come there, because getting your car there also was just drama. Because ni garage mawe, you know, utaya imetobolewa na
amekuja mama Nilishe kumetaika toboka.
Yeah, but the support, it was the support for me.
Yeah.
So tukafungua Kilimani. Kilimani was doing amazing. That is where I people, now it was easier for me rather than just online delivery. So I decided I'm opening a page for it, which is Mama Nilishe. I opened up the page for it and started growing it. So the page also grew because of the connection that I had. People had numbers. People who used to order food online had numbers. So the numbers also came to this other side and they brought business. So most of the people coming to Mall 66 never knew Mall 66 existed. Wakole kiko wapi Mama Nilishe yenye wanakula kwa sahani ya mbao. So I came in differently also. I was like, sasa nimekuja Kilimani nauza chakula. How do I exist here? You have to exist. We have so many restaurants inside the mall to start with. I decided zile sahani nilikuwa natengeza home nikitafuta pesa ya bis. They're all wooden. So people would post those plates, funny thing. Kila mtu anataka kuja kula mahali kuna kaa vizuri. Yeah, decided I'm making a nice ambience even if we are into the mall. I decided I'm doing a nice ambience. I made it a bit Instagrammable compared to everyone in the mall. So the way it was online, people wanted also to come and have that experience. Kuna kibanda inauza chakula ya Swahili, it's something different, and then also it looks nice, and I made it so affordable and the portions were huge. I called people with the portions. The first time we launched Mama Nilishe, we only cooked that biryani. I was just testing the waters. So we launched, opened during lunch hour. By 5 we were sold out. Nice. So clients were coming in, ako like, mna launch na muna nini? So niko like, unajua nilinunua gunia moja ya mchele, thinking literally it's gonna take 3 days to finish this gunia. Unajua nimetoka point ya kupika 2 kg.
Yeah. So
now this is 25 kg. Yeah.
Wow.
So from there, marketing, we decided we are all going out. The kibanda ikakuwa ndogo. So it was
so
too small. Watu wanakuja wanakula kwa parking. And then now we are having online criticism. When a place is small and then it's busy, there are some things you cannot control.
Like what?
Hata utakuwa hapo na utafuta meza na utaserve na bado utasikia you'll have client complaining, you'll have reviews. So back then Mama Nilishe inajulikana. Everyone wants to come to Mama Nilishe. Clients were standing while others were eating. So we were trying to politely tell other clients, umemaliza tafadhali. It was hard. Mwingine akae. Now this other client will give you a bad review. Nimekuja kukula mnaniamsha. This other one already amekuwa kisimama hapo kingoja huwa malizi kukula. So
the demand was too high.
Yeah, the demand was too high. Which brought up some negative reviews. And then those negative reviews brought numbers. Because now
everybody's curious.
People discovered, everyone now is curious. Now it brought numbers. So we grew from 2 stores to 8 stores. Now I had to break walls.
The stores so within the mall?
Within the mall.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what are some, let's say, because one of the things that you've mentioned is the aspect of marketing that you did and primarily enabled the business to scale quite fast and start making...
I don't stay a day without posting on Instagram.
So
selling food.
So what's the marketing techniques that you use that worked for you?
I could not afford a marketer. First of all, I was the CEO, I was the chef, I was the one who is welcoming the clients because most of them were my friends. Yeah.
Literally, the brand.
So I used to have my friends come there literally the whole day tunaweza shinda hapo. So I used to check on my business on a daily basis. Nitakaa hapo chini kama clients, I'll get the feedback from the clients who are eating there. You know, as a business owner, it's so hard for someone to just approach you na kuambie the negative. They'll tell you the positive. It's all good. So these people who I was sitting among those tables who never knew who I was are the ones who are giving me feedbacks. Hata unasikia tu mtu anakula anasema na hapa kuna joto wangeka fan. I'm like, you're getting fan next week. You're getting fan. I'm not saying who I am, but you're getting fan. So the next time you're coming, at least you see there was improvement on a daily basis. Yeah. So that 8 store again became another Gikomba. It was small. Everyone was in the mall. People were eating in the parking, especially on Fridays.
Yeah.
That was a strategy for biryani on Fridays because everyone is looking for
biryani. Yeah.
So ikabidi tena have kutafuta another option. So luckily, or I'll say an opportunity came. There was an owner of that, the current landlord of Kikao place came and had lunch. He came day one, he never got space. So niko hapo najaribu kuangalia customer gani watatoka tupate space hata tukae tukule. So he came back the next day. It was still full. He waited, ate, enjoyed the food, and then he told me, I want to do business with you. Can you bring this crowd to that mall? Are you able to bring this crowd? Because that crowd was what he needed on his business. And for me, I needed space. So it was a win-win situation. Yeah. So that is how he offered a playground that used to be For You Chinese restaurant. Nikapewa playground nikaamua wacha nijenge.
Hapo ndo waze mchezo.
Kidogo ndio hiyo mimi nimeshakuwa designer all of a sudden. I'm like, what am I doing? I cannot afford someone to come and do nini here for me. So I'm over here making profit, using the profit to build this other branch.
Interesting. And what are some of the, what's it called, how did you use money through that period? Because biashara ina grow, I'm sure, also for you, primarily having gone through so much problems, I'm sure you also want to reward yourself. What are some of the disciplines that you put into place to ensure that the business grows but also you grow? Because I know biashara gets grow, I know people always tends to get to people's head. How did you maintain the discipline through that?
I was a party girl. But with entrepreneurship, I had to choose. I had a meeting. There was a time and I'm so tired, I'm hungover, I've been partying, I have a lot of responsibilities, suppliers need to be paid. It came with a lot of responsibility. The growth came with a lot of responsibility. I stopped going outside. I decided I'm going to find something to reward myself, which was at least to travel. I was like, let me travel, I'm gonna gain more rather than going exposure. Somewhere where I know it's the basic, the usual thing. I know just the usual people, it normally is the norm. So I decided, norm inaniharibia biashara. Let me just work for my money and then I go and enjoy and maybe learn something from wherever I'll be going.
And having also experienced this success, what exactly has success taught you? Because you've hustle son and then you come try this biashara, it has worked. Now you're experiencing success literally. What exactly has it taught you?
It has taught me to be humble, though I have always been humble. It has taught me to be friendly. It also to have a network. Hata ukikuwa where we need network, we have no choice, we need network. And also consistency. Back then when I used to feel there was no consistency. Pesa ya mafuta sina leo sitafungua. Sikupata do leo mchele ililala sitafungua. I'll have to wait to get money the next day. So that spoiled the whole business last time. So I came while nimelearn with success. I was like, I'm going to do consistent. Whether we have sold food today, we have not sold anything. Because with Mama Nilishe, we don't do like alakati, you come and ask for chapati and then we make for you one chapati. We risk it all. A whole 20 kg of pilau, a whole 20 kg of meat, chicken. We just risk
so you make
it
all in the morning.
And that was because of the pressure. You see, when you have pressure, there's no client who's going to wait for 30 minutes for you to cook that nyama. So you just have to be to be
Ready.
kazi ilikuwa tu kupakua.
And there's something also I heard that you mentioned, which is very interesting, that at the end of the day, whatever remains, you give out to the community, which is find it very interesting.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you're the second person who's mentioning to me. I also have a friend of mine, he also runs a restaurant. He's also Muslim too, and he told me that's literally like, then tunabaki mnapeana yote.
Something about kupeana chakula, it comes back. I call it sometimes blackmailing God. This hand yenye inapatiana hapo, God will make sure you get whatever you have given out twice. So if I had a bad day at business imekuwa mbaya, food imekuwa mob, you would never see me so. Ni nani waiters wanaweza beba dinner? They carried dinner and the rest I didn't take to a mosque or kupatia watoto. Rather than hata chakula ikibaki on a daily basis on all my birthdays, I prefer going to children's home and cook there, play there, eat there. It's blackmailing God to reward me. I love doing it, but I always encourage mtu nakwambia, imagine if you blackmail God, anakuangananga choice. Ati you're giving the poor food, you will never sleep hungry. You will never let you sleep. You just give a whole family food. Wherever the food will come from, you will never sleep hungry. So that is how I work in business and in my personal life. Nikisikia finances haziko poa, pia nikiangalia vitabu nitajiuliza ni nini sijafanya ndani. You have not given back to the community.
Interesting. Is that the secret to success? You
have to give. For us Muslim, that is how we learn, and also we cannot throw food. So that is why I came up with those strategy. Chakula inabakia kwa sahani, kuna mahali inaenda. Na chakula inabakia kwa sufuria, kuna mahali inaenda as well.
Is there another practice that you also exercise besides kupeana chakula and also just giving back?
During Ramadan, I give food free for every Muslim who walks by, and there's a praying place as well. Beside that, what else did you ask?
No, just asking in terms of other practice that in terms of maybe your religion has influenced in terms of how you exercise your way to success.
Faith. Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Good. That's good to hear. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you don't believe in God.
I do, yeah.
Ujui kesho kuna nini, unakwanga tu na faith. That leap of faith, uko like, still now, as I run the other businesses, I'm still on a leap of faith.
And speaking about other businesses, because I know there are quite a number of businesses that you run. Naona kuna Mama Nilishe, ni savoir ama umesema?
Spices.
Let me tell you about
savoir. Spices.
Savoir. Najua kusema Kiswahili. Kumbe ni savoir, hii ni French. Hii si Swahili. Najua tu comment tu t'appelles.
So, clients used to come and ask, unajua unakuta kula pilau wanaona flowers hapo juu. So they're like, those are some most of the spices that were not on the shelf. So they ask for the spices. I decided, why not? Let me try. Let me try, because I get them in wholesale, and I know normally the spices I use in biryani, I don't buy biryani masala. I make my own biryani masala due to the experience that I've had in cooking. So I decided, let me sell this biryani masala. I make my own tea masala. I make my own chicken tikka masala. So I decided, let me start a line of spices. But let me tell you, Marina, the government wanted to fine me $500,000 when I wanted to say I want to sell spices in the supermarket.
Why?
Yeah.
Kere?
So kebs, no,
just kebs.
Yeah. So
you
just
put in the kebs,
yeah. The kebs demands ikanirudisha nyuma kidogo. But that is something I want to still work on now that I have already finished settling the business. Because this year I was into opening 2 branches in the same year. So I decided I'm gonna take a break and then come back to that.
Alright.
The restaurant was working, I was like, let me concentrate on this and come back to it.
And right now, what's it called, from the one in Kilimani that grew up to this particular, what's it called, to the point that it is right now, you have now 3 branches. At what point do you decide, let me open a new branch, and what determines the, what's it called, the criteria of getting where to set up a branch? Unaangalianga nini?
For me, nitasema I was pushed. I was pushed because now the business demanded growth. There was no nini about it. The business demanded growth. Me being a Muslim, again, I cannot do loans. Now I had to go back to the drawing table and decided this business is building this other business. That was the first thing, because ilikuwa ndogo. The other thing was I wanted more. I wanted more, and I wanted a backup. I'm that person who believe hatuwezi kuwa na hii biashara moja, anything can happen in business. If this one fail, at least we are gonna get something. And having an experience of businesses failing, I'm like, if I had another business back then, na pesa ya mchele imeisha, this other business would have boosted me. So that is how I decided I'm not investing my money in the bank, and I prefer it does something that I'm sure, 100% sure.
So to expand it, you use money from the previous business, you save it, and then you open another one.
Yeah.
And when you decide, say, one of the places that you've set up is Utawala. So, ukienda Utawala, unaangalia, at where do you decide I'm going to set up in this particular location? What are some of the criteria that you look into?
We had a meeting. It is again opportunity. Opportunity came. There was a hotel. It's a 9th floor hotel. He needed numbers. He does. There's rooms also. The other Nilishe has rooms for accommodation. It has a swimming pool, a bar, and a restaurant. So he needed also numbers, and already Nilishe had made a brand name in Kilimani. So going there was so much easy because we had people from Utawala coming to Kilimani to branch. So we decided, why not bring Nilishe here, and it was received very, very well.
Interesting. And also there's something that you mentioned earlier on, what is called, whereby religion limits you from not getting loans. So how do you work through money when you're trying to raise capital? Because I think most businesses rely on loans for expansion. So how do you go about it? How do you manage your money?
Now that is where my hustling with me comes outside. So normally what I do is I make sure I have something for backup in case the business is never rosy. So I make sure I have a backup just in case this other business need to be pumped. I make sure I have something to pump that business, but I can still work on what is generating. So I'll make sure there's profit for later, for the bad season, and profit for working around with the new business.
So
the money that I should have taken to the bank is the money that I feel like I can make it grow somewhere else.
And what are the lessons you've learned about scaling a business? Because there are many people run businesses, but they remain small. You've managed to run a business, create a brand, open different particular branches, and still expanding. What exactly are some of the lessons you've learned around scaling?
It's never easy. It needs your attention 100%. That's why I give myself a break to go on a vacation. Because when I decide to work, I have to work. I'm always on phone, I'm always on checking out. And then during that, opening one branch taught me that one person cannot do all the stuff. You cannot, you fail. So I decided to pay people to work for me. So with that, I decided I'm taking a managerial team from a company, of which each branch has people representing the business, who will tell me their whereabouts and also watch the inventory and stocks and food quality for me. What I used to go to do in all branches now, I'm paying people to do because I cannot do 3 in one. And if I fail to do one, the others will fail. I definitely know that. So now the undivided attention has to come with the price as well. So besides having managers in place that I never had before, I was the one, I learned that I need extra and expertise to come and do the job.
Right. And what's the greatest mistake that you feel in your journey? Because sometimes we always focus on the success and how the success is good. When you look back in your journey, what's the greatest mistake that you feel you've made? Mistakes were before I started Nilishe. Even now, or maybe whatever.
No,
great
I'm
mistakes
still
that you cannot.
mistakes.
Some mistakes that you can advise that don't make this particular mistake. 1 or 2 mistakes.
As a restaurant or a different, just
just as an entrepreneur.
Basic, as an entrepreneur. Do not ask for validation from your friend if you should open a business or not. And when you're getting into a partnership, make sure the person has the same level of goal that you have. Because I had opened up a partnership with someone else which failed. I had to pick myself and just live with absolutely nothing, which eventually that business failed because I was the one doing 90% of the work. So the worst mistake I did was going into partnership blindly. We never had a contract that will lay, these are your responsibilities and these are my responsibilities. I ended up carrying all the responsibilities of the business, which was a lot for me, and the share was not the same. And the effort was not the same. So when you're getting into a business, just make sure you're on the same page with the person you're getting into a business with as well. And also when you're investing, you make sure you have calculated the profit. Am I just opening a business so that I can open a business, or wait to see how the business is? The first mistake I did with the other business is I never searched. I never knew to work around the profit. If I knew, it would have been easier, but I'm happy I didn't know, because I'd not have been this smart right now.
Interesting. You learn through by doing
I learned
it.
through by experiencing it. I always tell people you have to experience it. Rather than me nikwambie tu, no, don't do that, you'll fail.
Ifanye mwenyewe alafu utajua.
Just get into the water and feel how it feels. Because now you won't get there anymore. You'll know this is where I'm not supposed to step. So I really love all the things that I've been going through as an entrepreneur, because they've really taught me something I would not have learned from school.
Oh, wow. So before even we get to wind up, so I have 10 quick fire questions. So I'll be asking them very, very fast, and then you answer whatever that comes to your mind. So
let me see.
Ako na shida kunywa chai. So swali la kwanza, ndio tu sisi translate kwa, as you know, it takes a while kutoka Kiingereza kwa Kiswahili. I'm like, what's the
kimombo nitaji.
That's what la kimombo too. What's the greatest risk you've ever taken?
The greatest risk.
Quick fire.
This one that I have taken in the hotel industry. That was the greatest one.
What's one of your nicknames?
Shishi.
What's your hidden talent?
Oh, you said it was quick.
Yes.
I have a lot.
Just one. What's your hidden talent?
I can sing.
Wazaimba?
In the shower.
Shower. Money or happiness?
Sorry?
Money or happiness?
Happiness. Or
Salty or sweet?
sweet.
Are you more of a thinker or a doer?
A doer. Both.
What scares you?
Poverty.
What's been your best age?
What?
What's been your best age?
Right now, in my 30s.
Who inspires you?
Who inspires me?
Quick
Sisi
fire.
ni wale tumebadilisha from opera to nani, najaribu kuangalia ni nani yako hapo juu. Now I'm just into the entrepreneurs who are all out.
Alright. Freedom or money?
Freedom.
Would you rather have what's it called? Would you rather be social or be alone?
Social.
Would you rather have more time or more money?
Both.
It's or. Chagua moja.
Time.
Music or quiet?
Music all the time.
And the final question, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Nimeshukuru sana kwa kuja kwenye show. Unaona Kiswahili changu si kibaya sana.
Asante sana, nimefurahi zaidi.
So next time tutafaa tufanye show nyingine hapo Mama Nilishe.
Uje tupike. Actually, we can do a show while you literally have the food being cooked. And
Please, I will love. I'm not good at cooking. I don't even remember last time I
no,
cooked.
we can have an interview while I'm cooking.
Hiyo ni sawa sana.
Na umalize wewe ndio ufanye testing.
Hakuna. Hiyo ni sawa. Hiyo nitafanya mimi. Nimeshukuru sana.
Asante sana.
Tutakuja Mama Nilishe na timu yangu tutakuja tuje. Kiswahili imefika mwisho. Siwezi. So thank you so much for having us the show. Hope you like to take a tune from what's it called, Mama Nilishe. And I hope you can actually just get to visit all our branches around. I want to go test her food. I'm such a fan of the coastal dishes and looking forward to it. And as always, we're coming to you from the Capital Club, the place you need to be as an entrepreneur. Because at the Capital Club, all facilities are here for you to exercise your day right here. And also, just a final reminder, my books are actually out at Textbook Center, Food for Thought and Business Conquest. Go grab a copy for yourself. My name is Ian Dennis, and this has been The Late Night Business. Until next time, I'll see you right here on KTN Home.